don't know, hi, I'm Emily. I moved to Italy about 6 weeks ago and I'm unemployed. So what you're about to see is a video that I filmed over 2 months ago now, and I've been waiting to publish it because I didn't want to, what's that saying, put salt on the wound? I didn't want to make more of a mess than things already were in. Enough time's passed now and I have found myself a new job, so don't worry when you're watching this. Old Emily, when I was filming this, didn't know that actually I was going to find a job that I'm really enjoying now. So I'm not making this video to speak badly about the school I was at, and I'm not going to go into all of the details. That's not my intention, but I do want to publish this video because I just want to show people that if you are in a position you're not happy with and you don't feel comfortable in, it's okay to walk away. The only standards that matter are your own. Without further ado, I'm going to tell you all about how I quit my job in Italy. Roll clip. Hello everyone. So I know that I promised that I was going to do an update soon to things in Italy, and this is kind of an update, but today I'm going to focus more on the job aspect of my life here. So as you can probably already tell from the title of the video, I'm going to be talking about the job that I did have. I found a job and I left it. Apparently the experience that I had isn't unusual here in Italy. I don't know, this video is just going to be to kind of update my friends that haven't heard the story yet, slash for any of you who are watching who are maybe thinking of moving to Italy to look for a job here, maybe this will just help you to be prepared to what to look out for. So yeah, let's just start at the beginning with news of a potential job here in Italy. I've just turned the camera on because I wanted to just fill you in on something. Long story short, my friend texts me and goes, my friend works at a language school and one of the teachers has dropped out unexpectedly, even if it's just for like a month, a few weeks, they need a replacement quickly. So I don't want to jinx it. This could be very, very positive. If nothing else, it will give me a bit of money coming in, some experience, and just some time to think about whether I really enjoy teaching without a longer term commitment. I'm on my way now to a job interview and I'm running late. I went along to the interviews with the understanding that it was going to be just a temporary contract, but very quickly in the first interview it became apparent that they would want to keep me for longer. They started talking about a year's contract, and honestly I walked away from the first interview really not feeling right, and the same thing happened in the second interview, and that should have been my first red flag. Like, when you get that gut feeling that something's wrong, that's called your intuition and you need to listen to that. I don't know, I told myself all these excuses. No, listen to your gut. And then the final thing was I really didn't feel like the salary they were offering me was adequate. They were offering me €1,000 per month, which breaks down to something like €6 something per hour. So at that point I went from the excited Emily that you saw before my interviews to this Emily. I just wanted to film a quick clip because today I went to my second job interview at the place I was talking about, and I just left feeling a bit like, I don't know, because it's for about 35 hours a week, Monday till Saturday. At the end of the day I talk about being so scared that I'm gonna get roped into a job I don't want to do, and I'm the only one that's putting myself in that position. I don't know, I know these are normal adult things that adults have to deal with. I'm just having a difficult moment and I think that's normal, and I need to allow myself to have those moments and feel overwhelmed. And know I can still handle it. I just keep playing in my head what I know some of my friends would say to me, that you need to get some experience in the real world. That kind of thing just makes me feel like my standards are too high and I'm asking for too much. You didn't move across the continent to lower your standards to what somebody else decides is okay. I think I've just said yes too much to this company that's interested in me, and I'm scared to say no and draw my boundaries. So as you can tell, I was quite upset. I had 2 interviews on the Monday and Wednesday of that week, and on the Wednesday I was really like, no, the second interview, and I just feel not right. And I spoke to a lot of friends about it, and I think what I was telling myself was I was just running away from this fear, which was negotiating and really setting my boundaries and being clear about that. So I emailed them and I went back for a third interview and I said, I'm not going to do a full-time contract, would you consider taking me on for part-time, because I want to be doing my own social media projects on the side. And they were like, well, it's funny you should say that because we want someone to help us with social media. So I left that interview a lot happier. I negotiated my salary up a tiny bit. I agreed I would do 20 hours teaching a week and 10 hours social media a week. And then this happened. I just quit my job. So essentially, after the first week of work, I quit the job. Just to explain to you what happened, I went in for my first day, which was going to be a Monday. And as I said, normally I would have Mondays off, but we said since it's my first week, I'll go in just to see how it works for a training day. And straight away the directors take me to sit down with the two other teachers. One has been there for a couple of weeks, the other one, it was her first day. And they're sorting something out for a project that doesn't concern me. So I was just sat there for half an hour. And then after 30 minutes, the director comes in and says, "Oh, Emily, you're going to be teaching in half an hour." "Oh, okay, teaching with one of the other..." "No, you're going to teach a class by yourself." So I had half an hour to get this class ready, and they already have the lesson plans, so I got one of the lesson plans out. I was trying to understand what I have to do. 20 minutes later, after getting all the materials together, they're like, "Oh no, not that class, it's another class you're going to be teaching." I knew that I had about 10 minutes to get ready, and I was teaching 6 and 7-year-olds. So in a way, it's lucky because they couldn't tell that I was underprepared. But at the same time, like, I had to like sing and dance with them, so I had to run into one of the other rooms and learn the song and dance. Just not a great first impression. And that sort of continued throughout the week. At one point I was actually told I had a free period, and then I was told 15 minutes in, "Oh, actually, could you take over from one of the other classes because this teacher has other things to do." The stereotype is that Italy is disorganised, but it's not the first time I've worked in Italy. And this was another level, really. On the Friday, I went in to talk to the directors about some other things that had been going on. Keep in mind, this whole week, I have not been given a contract. So I go in and I say, "Oh, when's the contract going to be ready?" "Oh, it'll be ready on Monday." "Okay." I asked when I could expect my salary, and so they answered that question. And I just slipped in, "Oh, okay, that's good, so long as I know, because I need to set up my Italian bank account." And then they go, "Oh, okay, but you have an English bank account, right? We're going to pay you into your English bank account." And I said, "So you're going to pay me in pounds?" "Yes." "So then I have to change those pounds back into euros?" "Yes." Because you know that way I'm going to lose money, and also we negotiated my salary in euros. "Oh, that's right. Don't worry, we'll make sure you get the right amount for when you change it back into euros." So on the Friday, I just went home and I was really upset. Spoke to friends in Italy and they said, "No, you know, you should have a contract on the first day. This isn't, I don't know what they're telling you, but that's wrong. It's illegal to work without a contract." They also thought it was a bit shady how they hadn't been straight up with me about so many of these little details, like what currency I would be paid in. And so on the Monday morning, I went in and quit. And they did everything they could to shift the blame. They said that, you know, "You're wasting our time. You've come in for all these interviews and negotiated, and now you're saying you don't want to work. You need to give us at least a month's notice." I was like, "Well, I don't, because I haven't signed a contract." You know, "Oh, I'm sorry, your parents didn't prepare you for the world of work." Which, you know, I've already worked in Italy, I've worked in Padua before, I've worked in Paris, I've worked in the UK. So yeah, at that point I was like, well, you know what, I don't owe them anything, and at this point I don't trust them anymore. I think I made the right choice in leaving anyway. And apparently when my ex-colleagues went into work, it was played off as I was a trial, and they decided not to ask me back, and I was very unprofessional. So not sure I'm going to get paid for that week I worked, which is a shame. You know, you've just got to know what you will stand for and listen to that gut feeling of yours, because it won't lead you wrong. I'm once again unemployed, and I hope I don't get into trouble for telling this story. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please tell me in the comments, what would you have done if you were in my situation? Keeping in mind I've left out some details. Or have you ever been in this position before, and what did you do when you were in that position? I'm really interested to hear. Let's keep the comments kind. And I said this in my last video, but if you are in a situation you're not happy in, keep your chin up, and I promise it's going to get better. Sometimes you can change your situation, sometimes it's just a period, and the only thing that you can really do is just to keep yourself being that happy, positive light in your life. So please don't stop being that for anyone. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you don't know, my name is Emily. I make videos all about my life here in Italy, where I've just moved to, and I also do some travel vlogs, plus I'm doing a vlog for every week in December leading up to Christmas. Have a great week, and I'll be back soon, and hopefully less of a croaky voice. Bye!